I'm here today to talk to you all about the question of freedom, and a little bit I'll tell you what that question is. So, to introduce my topic, I'm going to talk about ketchup. I hate ketchup. I can't stand it. I can't have it on any of my food whatsoever. It makes me want to throw up. I have lots of friends that like ketchup, and I don't hate them. I just don't want ketchup on my own hamburger. But what if someone came up to me and was like, you have to put ketchup on your hamburger, or else I'm going to take it from you and throw it away, and you'll be left without food. I know it's kind of a dumb analogy, but it really correlates well to the essence of a growing epidemic, and that's encroaching upon Americans' rights. Americans, especially Christians, are being put out of business for refusing to support homosexuality and same-sex marriage, something that they find morally wrong, and their rights need to be protected. There are four main things that support why Christians should be allowed to refuse certain services to same-sex couples, being freedom of religion, a forced endorsement of what they believe is wrong, a difference between race and identity issues, and the perfect balance, the essence of Christianity. So, the first one is the freedom of religion. So what does the First Amendment say again? This is what it says. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, courtesy of Cornell law, so you gotta know they know what they're talking about. And basically what the First Amendment saying is that no law can encroach on your beliefs, no law can prohibit you from practicing your religious things, your religious activities, and some civil rights activists for LGBT are doing just that. The second point is forced endorsement of something that you may not believe in. So, to take religion out of the picture, Christians still have the right to live, and in that right is to believe and do what they think is right. And that freedom cannot cause someone else bondage, but it's the same for LGBT. And honestly, there are lots of places of business that will accept LGBT, and they don't need to force Christians to make them a wedding cake or to give them marriage counseling. A Colorado Christian baker involved in a lawsuit for refusing to make wedding cakes for LGBT customers showed his willingness to sell birthday cakes, cookies, and other non-wedding cake products to gay and lesbian customers, courtesy of www.politico.com. And basically what it's saying is that it's just they don't want to endorse something that they don't believe in. And as stated in the Declaration of Independence, all Americans have a right to life, liberty, and property. And life and liberty, they should be able to do what they believe is right. And on a smaller note, property too. Sometimes costly lawsuits and civil penalties can leave Christian bakers, photographers, and ministers out of business or out of a church. Now, for my third topic, difference between race and identity. So, I mean, if you're going off of what most people argue, I can identify as a Native American and get scholarship money, right? And really, it comes down to a difference of the way we were made, the way our biology. Race is inherited and complies with your initial biology. It doesn't go against nature. But sexual orientation is your choice, and sometimes it doesn't comply with biology. Especially for LGBT. Civil rights outlines freedom for all people, not forcing others to accept your ideas, and that's something that LGBT activists are trying to use against Christians to say that they're impeding on their civil rights, but they're really not. They just want to accept their ideas. And the fourth and most important aspect of why Christians should be allowed to refuse certain services is the perfect balance described in the Bible. Matthew 7:1-2 from the New King James Version says, "Judge not that you not be judged, for with what judgment you judge, you will be judged, and with the measure you use, it will be measured back to you." And what this is saying is that we shouldn't hate we shouldn't hate homosexual people. We shouldn't hate people who want to get a same-sex marriage, but that doesn't mean we have to go with what they believe. Just like I don't hate people who like ketchup, I don't hate homosexual people, but doesn't mean I agree with their beliefs. And just because someone's sinning doesn't mean we should hate them or judge them. That's only God's duty. Love the sinner, hate the sin. Conclusion. No one has the right to make you put ketchup on your hamburger, no matter what. I mean, it's your choice. It's your beliefs, and the government can encroach on that. I stated before, the 4 major reasons that Christians have to refuse certain services are the freedom of religion, forced endowment, the difference between race and sexual orientation, and the biblical connection to our lives and the way that it affects us. So for my final thought, I leave you with a little something. Some people say that Christians are the judgmental, discriminatory ones. They're the ones that impose on your civil liberties. But in truth, if the way they live they should and the way God has called them to, the only ones discriminating are the modern-day civil rights activists, taking away their right to believe. Not everyone likes ketchup, after all. Thank you.